What is up, everybody? Welcome to Married with Dragons.
Married with Dragons. I love that energy.
Yeah,
Damn.
You like it? I turned
Where'd
it up.
that come from?
I tried to get in there hot. You know, the other night I left everybody hanging for a couple seconds.
You did?
It's hard to time it just right after that
Yep.
intro. But
so we're here tonight with a new background for you.
a new background. It probably looks similar
Yeah.
to most, but if you can see, we changed it up, and then we got like a corner setting, so we rotated the desk, or you rotated the desk.
I did all.
I gotta give
Don't
you
you dare take credit.
all the credit.
Yeah. So basically, we're in a corner now, and we stacked up our shelving, and
yeah,
we've got it. We don't have any House of the Dragon stuff yet, so we've got Game of Thrones stuff back here.
Hopefully, we'll get some stuff before the
Yeah.
season's over with.
Yeah, there's definitely, I know there's some Funko Pops that are going to be coming out soon that I want to get. So
for sure.
So yeah, let us know what you think about the background.
Yeah, I got my old seasons of Game of Thrones on
1
Blu-ray
through 4.
up there. That's the only 4 I have, and I bought all of those. I think. Well, I bought the first 3 in 2013 or 2014. And then I bought the 4th one a couple of years ago. But
yeah, and also let us know if you can hear us.
Let us know if you can hear us. Okay, I'm pretty certain they can hear us.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Okay.
Hopefully. But yeah, House of Dragons episode 3 is what we're here to talk about.
Yep.
And this episode was called Seconds of His Name. So
Second of His Name, which again makes total sense.
Total sense. But
once you watch it.
We'll get into the chat here in a second, and we appreciate all of you all being here right now. 14 people's in the chat right now. Hit the like button if you haven't already. And first off the top, what did you think of the 3rd episode? We've had 2 phenomenal episodes so far in this season.
Yeah.
So how is it maintaining that momentum for you?
So
Are you satisfied by this one?
Yeah. So for me, first of all, I can't believe that we're already on episode 3.
Yeah, it's going quick.
We're going on episode.
There
4.
is 10 episodes, right?
Actually, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure there's 10 episodes.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure it. You know what? I forgot to mention this, but they did a really smart thing on IMDb, and every actor that's in the show, it doesn't matter how many episodes they're in, they're credited for being in 10 episodes. So I remember.
Are you sure that?
No, if you look on IMDb, every single actor in the show, doesn't matter how many episodes they're in.
Okay.
They're in 10 episodes because they didn't want anybody to start speculate on who was going to die and whatnot.
Gotcha. And you read that was a thing?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep. Watched it, read it, something.
I was just going to say, because
somebody said
maybe everybody actually is in it. Even though the ones are going to be aged up or whatever, they could still be in flashbacks, or who knows.
Well, somebody's going to die. I think the mom.
I don't know.
I think even the mom actress was in it for 10 episodes.
All right. Well, that would make sense then.
Yeah.
So yeah, this episode 3 was definitely more. It's like it was a slower episode, but it wasn't. This was definitely an episode of just building the storyline and the characters and all of that,
getting more pieces into place,
right? For sure. And so I still thought it was, even though it was like on the slower side, I still think that it was an amazing episode, or a great episode, I guess I should say. And I'm still really loving it.
Yeah,
I'm
same
still
here.
on the hype train.
I didn't realize how long it was until I looked at the end. Like I thought I saw before we started, it was like 50 minutes.
No.
So I thought the episode ended
It was
was
about as
getting
long
ready
as
to
the
end
first one.
like several times, I feel like, throughout the show.
Yeah.
And then when I thought it was going to end, like we got this whole like huge battle at the end after that.
Which
so that was definitely the highlight of the episode.
We'll talk about that battle.
Yeah, we'll talk about the battle, but
I'll try not
overall,
to jump out of order.
This is probably, I don't know. I would say this is on par with the first episode for me, but not as good as the last episode.
Gotcha.
But this one, it continues its run of excellence for me. I really enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it a lot. And we're gonna get into it. We're gonna go through, I've got, scenes from the episode, and we'll try to go in order and be a little bit more organized this time. But
we'll try.
We got Adrian James in here. House of Dragon lover, Adrian James. What's up, man? Hey there, Kenny Levels and Michelle. How's it going? It's going good. Going good. You're in the chat.
I am.
You're in the chat. Hey, guys, what's up? Love the merch. It's unique. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I designed all that myself.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Which we'll have. I thought we'd talk about it in our next live stream. So.
Yeah, we can. We got to stay dragon focused here.
Yeah.
Solico 88's here.
Merch.
Yeah, we got the House of the Dragons merch.
Didn't make this. We ordered it.
We need that Married with Dragons logo on
a
t-shirt. Are you working on that behind the scenes?
I'm not.
Can you let me know anything? Is anything going on? Rhodey says beanie. I can't wear that beanie. This isn't a Friday the 13th show, Rhodey. No, I can't do that.
No beanie tonight.
The momentum in the show was built even further with episode 3. I'm so excited. Yeah, a lot of pieces moving in this episode for sure. A lot of things going on. The king is making moves and upsetting people left and right, I feel like.
Yeah.
Which is definitely going to come back to bite him in the butt. Let's see. Me neither. It has flown. What's up, Physical Media Man? Like this one better than the last episode. Nice.
All right.
It was a good episode. Lance Jackson said, hello, Ken and Michelle. Hope all is well. Just got done eating a pepperoni pizza. And since I was bored, I just decided to click on this video and thumbs up. Well, thank you, Lance. I appreciate it.
So glad that,
Go watch House of the Dragon, though. Catch up 3 episodes and join us back next week.
Right.
About that.
Which I saw, even if you don't have HBO Max, you can watch episode 1 for free now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So we're trying to get everybody in.
Yep.
Marius Glazer says, I'm shocked how there aren't really huge Labor Day sales this year. Also, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness Target exclusive. He's bringing the Physical Media talk in here.
He is.
Marius, we're talking House of Dragon here. Exclusive got discounted only to 5. Yeah, I know. The Doctor Strange is kind of low right now.
That's all right.
And also, happy Labor Day. Happy Labor Day to everybody out there. You were off work today.
I was.
You're
always off.
I'm always off on Monday. I was working on the Physical Media report, but I got done with it a little bit early. We got to go to Lowe's.
Yep.
Check out the Halloween stuff, and we got lunch. So, all right. Feel free though, guys. 21 people in here. Let us know your thoughts on the episode as we go on all the scenes and the moments. And I don't know, where do you want to start with this episode?
I mean, you want
to start right at the beginning. So first, I guess we should say there was another time jump here, and it was pretty significant. We jumped about 2 years.
I mean, it wasn't. Right? I guess it was more than the first time jump, which was only like 6 months. So 2 years. You see that the king and what's her name?
Queen Alicent. So she's formerly Alicent Hightower, now Alicent Targaryen.
Right. They basically skipped the wedding.
Yep. No wedding.
The birth of their son. So we find out that they have a son, and
this is his 2-year-old birthday party that we come in on. And this is Prince Aegon. Aegon, the name is familiar to me, both from when I read the book Game of Thrones and also from the show. I don't know if this is the Aegon. I feel like Aegon was like Daenerys's great-grandfather or something. So it's possible that this is the Aegon, but
gotcha.
I don't know. Somebody can let me know in the chat if you guys know.
I don't know why. I don't know what I'm thinking of, but like that almost sounds like something from Lord of the Rings too, though.
Aegon, I mean, that could be. I don't know, but I know it's from Game of Thrones. Like the Aegon Targaryen is as a former king. So
Yeah. So I'm trying to think. Yeah, and then she's queen, right?
yep. So you got Queen Alicent,
Yeah, and so
and
she's
so they're married.
pregnant.
She's pregnant.
She's
So
pregnant again, so she's on, about to have their second child.
yeah,
And so, I mean, also, I guess I want to talk about the king. So you can definitely tell that. Well, first of all, he's still alive. So in the previous episodes, we kind of knew that he had this like
yeah.
uh growth infection. I don't know what we decided
He's
to.
got something going on.
Yeah, he
They
had
didn't even
something.
mention that this episode though.
They didn't. So
But you do have scenes of him feeling weaker for sure.
well, yeah, I was just gonna say that he's still alive, but you can tell that he just looks a little more rough. He looks a little more rough around the edges. He's definitely, as far as like his, what's the word, personality or charisma
Seems to
or.
have a little pep in his step in this episode.
Oh,
Feels
see,
like.
I was gonna say the opposite. Like he was definitely like trying to be cheery in some of the parts,
Yeah. Well, that's what I
but
mean.
then he was also. It's almost like when nobody. Like he also had moments where he kind of snapped and would get angry.
Yeah.
But to be fair, like he was just saying that he was tired of doing all the politic talk and he was
Yeah.
just trying to enjoy, his family and all that stuff. But yeah, I definitely noticed a big shift in him from the other two episodes to this one. He just seems, worn down, worn out,
Yeah.
irritable.
He feels happy, I guess, on the surface.
Hmm.
But yeah, he is kind of it almost feels like it's an act that he's putting on
Yeah,
for
and I mean later on,
everybody.
you kind of he talks a little bit about what he's struggling with. So
Yeah, because obviously, you jump. He just named Rhaenyra,
right.
successor or heir to the throne in the last episode.
Hmm.
Jump into this one, and he's got a son. He's got another one on the way. So what does that
Well, we
mean
don't know
for
it's a
her?
son, but
Yeah. So
another kid. Yeah.
what does that mean for her? And
Yeah.
that comes into play later on in this episode. But you are brought into this episode with this new information. You're kind of wondering, like, well, where is everybody? Where does everybody stand right now?
Right.
And then we're kind of brought to Rhaenyra sitting at the tree. And then Alicent comes out there and tells her to get inside. And
Yeah.
it's
So that scene kind of sets up that they have these two like
yeah.
best friends have definitely become estranged, which you would think that would
And it has to be
happen.
a little bit of an awkward situation for Allison to have to
Right.
come tell her former friend as the queen because she has
Hmm.
to adopt that queen demeanor now.
Right.
Hey, get inside right now. Your father wants to talk to you, which is basically what she's telling her.
Yeah. But I
Um,
mean, I feel like she's been.
like you're not my mom
Yeah, she's been Queen Alicent, if I'm saying that
for
right.
2 years.
She's definitely been like she was being as nice as she could be. Like you can tell that even though she's kind of in this uncomfortable situation,
Yeah.
she's still trying to be nice
But you can
and
also tell they've probably done this before because it is 2 years later, so they probably already had it out. Knockout, drag out fights before. So
oh
maybe they're
yeah.
just kind of settled into a spot where they're just a little antagonistic towards each other. And
Yeah.
so I don't know. It seemed kind of strange for me that it is 2 years later and Rhaenyra is still acting as if she just found out that her dad was marrying Alicent.
Hmm.
Like she just is still turned up to like 15 and just seems super pissed. Like she hasn't calmed down one bit. So that felt a little off to me.
Well, I think I kind of got the feeling that she hasn't really got to do anything with her power, really.
Yeah.
And so I guess just
She's just kind of in a holding pattern.
the idleness of it is just maybe, she's restless because as we see again later on in the episode, she's definitely got some fire in her, some spunk,
Yeah.
some, um, it's hard not to
She got
jump
some
around.
fight left in her.
Yeah, well, obviously she's still very young, which they did mention in this episode that she is 17.
17.
They talk about her dad
She's
talks about
7.
her,
So was she 15 in the first episodes, I guess?
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, because her dad, which I guess we can kind of skip to this part. Her dad is basically trying to get her married. Her dad's trying to get her married, and she basically wants no part of that. She's, again, she wants to, she wants to be I don't know, a ruler or
Yeah, marriage
she
is the
wants to do,
furthest thing from her mind.
right. She wants to get some stuff done. She wants to,
yeah.
do some important stuff. And she's like, I don't want a man.
And her dad's trying to stress to her that, look, this is tradition. It's like people aren't going to respect you as a ruler if you don't have a husband. And
well, that's
these
how I
are
knew
things
how
that
old
you
she
need
was.
to do.
Yeah, because he was like, you're of age now. And he said at one point, like, she's 17. So,
okay. One thing that, I'm pretty sure we opened the show with this and I forgot to mention it first, but honestly, like I don't remember, maybe you will, but did we open with the dragon attack on the crab people? Was that the opening of the show? Because I couldn't remember if the birthday party was first and then they cut to that, or if the opening was when Damon came down. And I didn't even know that was Damon at first.
I think it was the dragon scene.
Okay, so we'll go back and talk about that for a second. So Damon, because the
Damon,
site that I read to kind of get the show notes for tonight, and I was going over that listed it after the birthday party.
Gotcha.
So, but I feel like that was the first thing that happened in the episode.
I'm kind of thinking so as well.
Okay, so Damon attacks the crab people on his dragon. So we get dragon action at the very beginning of this episode.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the first scene in the show where we've gotten, dragons, attacking, right? They shoot the fire, but it's for the funeral, the mom's funeral.
Yeah, but I feel like there was something else.
Well, there was a little tension with the dragons at the bridge, but this is the first like full on dragon attack sequence.
I don't know. For some reason, I was thinking there was another scene, but maybe it's just been like previews and stuff that I've seen.
Yeah, so that was cool to see. The dragon finally in action. But I didn't. Maybe you knew, but I didn't realize that was Damon riding the dragon.
Yeah,
I should have, because it was the purple dragon. I should have known, but
purple.
Or purple, red. It's the purple. It's the weird one.
He's like red. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it a red dragon?
It's not purple for
reddish purple. I don't know. It's too clean. I know that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I guess we can talk about how it's been 2 years, and so we find out that Damon has not been home for 2 years. He's been out fighting this war with the crab. What do you call him?
The leader is called the crab feeder.
Yeah. But those crab people,
yeah, the crab people are fighting the war, crabbing around.
Basically, you find out that they're not winning. They're not doing good. And the king gets word of this.
Yeah. And he refuses to help them, basically. Like, they're trying to fight this war alone. And Viserys does not want to get involved at all. He's like, it gets to the point where they're like, look, we have to recognize that this is going on. Like, that's what Rhaenyra is arguing with him at some point in the episode. You're like, we have to recognize this is going on at some point and then help him out, even though we're kind of at odds with your brother right now. Like, they need our help,
right? Which they did. They did send help.
They did.
Yeah.
But then, whatever happens next.
Yeah.
But so yeah, we open with that, and that was a really cool scene. The dragon was lighting people up and stuff. And a really funny scene though was the guy that was tied up, and the dragons were not the dragons, but the crabs were crawling all over him.
Right. He was like, "Oh yes,
somebody's here to help." And then the dragon foot stomps right on him. So I was like, "No, I'm not here to help you."
Yeah, I will say though, with the dragons, there were some scenes where they looked kind of weird to me, like their lower.
Definitely different shaped dragons. Dragons come in all different sizes.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. There were just some dragons I don't know if it was the same one or not, because they haven't all looked like this. But there was just one that, like, its legs just looked like its lower legs looked really weird. I don't know.
Well, that's Damon's dragon, right?
Yeah, I think it was.
That's the right. Yeah. So, I mean, I like that they're making a conscious effort to
make them look different
than what we've known before. And it's like, even though I can look at it and I can be like, that's no Drogon. Like, Drogon was just the real deal. Like, that's the ultimate dragon in my mind.
But they can't all look like that.
They can't all look like that. And it's cool that they're trying to make them look different and everything. So you had that, and then they start shooting Damon with arrows, and he has to take off, so he doesn't get to complete his mission. But he does a little damage to them. He does a little damage, as we see later with the crab feeder. He's all like kind of burnt up and stuff, so you can tell he got a little flame. But then next they go hunting they go hunting, right? Out and they go to like a different spot
Mm-hmm.
to go on some hunts. Do you remember why they ended up there? I'm struggling. I remember that they're like,
You're
"Hey,
talking
let's."
about the king.
The king goes
Yep.
goes hunting. He
It's
takes
like
his wife and
I
he
guess
makes his daughter come.
I don't know if it's because it's the prince's birthday that they're doing it,
Yeah, it could be like a form of
or if it
celebration.
just happens. I would think it would be related to that, and
Probably.
not coincidental.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they go hunting, and there's word that I don't even know what it is. Is it like an elk or?
It's a skag, I think is what they're called.
Okay.
It's the that's the animal that's the sigil for House Baratheon.
Okay. Yeah, right. That makes
So
sense. Okay. Yeah. So I guess there's like this rare white one that is kind of, everyone thinks that it's good luck if you see it. And so there's like word that they've seen the white one, and so they're like, king, that's good news, like that's good luck for you and all that stuff.
yeah,
And so they finally catch one, and it's not the white one.
it's not the white one. But
Yeah,
they're like,
but
hey, kill it anyway.
Right. And it was just a really odd scene because they pretty much like trap it for him and just make it super easy.
Yeah.
And he just, he's been gifted this like spear type thing, which we'll talk about that too. But, he just goes up and he has to stab it like in the artery, I guess. And it didn't kill it. And so he had to do it again. It was kind of a little brutal. Like, I don't like watching even fake animals get murdered. But yeah, so it was just kind of like a lame, like kind of pathetic almost. Like, here, king, we did all the hard work for you. Just go up and kill it. So it was kind of another, like, I don't know if this was intentional, but it was another kind of weakening moment for the king in my eyes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, he looks very weak, both physically and a little bit mentally at this point as well.
And again, just like another setback, or not setback, but just another kind of to add to his, Debbie Downer.
Yeah. But I guess backtrack before that, they're all, it's, I don't know if you would say it's a party, but they're all like eating and hanging out and stuff like that. And Rhaenyra's getting approached by
it's all part of the prince's birthday.
Yeah, it's she's getting approached by, so I guess that's like a continuation of the birthday party. So they had the birthday party at King's Landing, and then they went on to do it at another location.
Just like one big celebration, basically.
Yeah. So she gets approached by Jason Lannister, which I have a picture of him right here. Who is that guy?
I don't know.
That feels like somebody I should know.
He does kind of look familiar.
He looks very familiar.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has a brother that looked just like him in the show as well. But so yeah, this guy, he's a Lannister. Mm-hmm. So it's the first like real Lannister character in the show, right? I would guess. But he's really cocky, and he's like, hey, I can make dragon stables for you at Casterly Rock, which is the I hit the microphone. The famous location.
I know, it's shaking a lot. Yeah, that kind of goes into when we were talking about earlier about how the princess is not wanting anything to do with marrying, and she realizes during this party that her dad has tried to find suitors for her.
Yeah.
He's kind of getting a running list of all her possibilities. And so, like you said, he kind of presents himself. He offers her like a glass of wine and is trying to swoon her over. And I mean, honestly, he's not like, he doesn't look bad.
No,
like
it's just
he
not
could
her
be like a
she doesn't want to be a part of that.
Right. Yeah. But I'm saying, like, if she has to, like, he's definitely a possibility, because I'm just thinking in my head, like,
yeah, you think he's good looking. I hear you.
Well, no, I'm just saying though, like,
I get what you're getting at.
She could be set up with some like big, fat, overweight, disgusting guy. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Big people need love too.
Okay.
But anyway, so she gets in an argument with her father after this, and then she goes off with the Kingsguard, the leader of the Kingsguard, that guy.
Which we saw her pick him in episode 1?
Yeah, and it's very obvious that they're probably going to end up together. That's the guy she's probably going to pick to marry. I mean, wouldn't you think?
No.
Or you think it's going to be somebody else?
I already told you.
Well, you
I'm not
told
gonna talk
me
about it.
about that, but yeah, don't talk about that.
Yeah.
You told me about that, but is that really going to be the guy? Is that just going to be a fling, or is that going to be the guy she decides to marry? Because that would create a lot of tension and turmoil with their dad if he's even still around by that point. But
Well, I mean, who knows how it's gonna be in the
yeah.
future.
But anyway, they go off. They're around a campfire. They hear a noise, and they're attacked by a wild boar.
Yeah.
And this was a pretty cool scene because it kind of it kind of shows you what happened to Robert Baratheon back in the first season of Game of
Yeah,
Thrones, because you don't get to see that. You just get to see him come back to the house and he got speared by a boar because he was
Right.
hunting boars.
Yeah, I mean those things are big.
But his
and,
guts were all falling out and everything in that episode, and
Mhm.
that's how he dies.
Yeah.
So it was cool to see one of those boars in action.
Yeah, and even what's his name?
Who?
The one that was out with her.
I forget his name. I had his name
What
last
did you
week.
call him? The
but
King's what?
he's the leader of the King's Guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even him, like, you get this scene where they hear something and he's going to go, check it out and protect her. But even he wasn't able to like stop it from charging, and so he kind of falls, and then
I thought he got stabbed.
Oh,
like
you did?
I thought he was gonna die.
No, I thought that he just fell.
Yeah, because
And
he got
so-
gored by that boar.
Hmm.
Straight gored.
I don't think he did.
No, he did.
I think that
he
he
did.
just like got out of the way.
Maybe. I thought he got
And then
speared.
he like goes over to her, the boar, and he's like kind of, whatever. He's like, "Meow."
Well, the boar's
and-
attacking her, and
and
it
then
looked
he
like
comes up, he gets back up and he stabs it to kind of knock it out
Yeah.
a little bit. And then she gets up. And so she's got all this, anger and stuff from her dad trying to get her to marry. And then, of course, how she's not being able to do anything with, being in charge and all that kind of stuff. And so she just starts stabbing it.
she
until
goes
it's-
straight psycho on that board.
and just like blood splattering everywhere. Yeah. So that was definitely her letting out some aggression.
Yeah, and then she comes back into the camp looking like, where's the image at? Looking like this. No,
Yeah.
that's before she goes.
Yeah, that's before.
Looking like this.
Right.
Look at that blood all over her.
Yeah, and that was like definitely one of my favorite scenes of the episode. It was pretty badass. Like, she went out, and I don't know if we said this, but the king knew that she had kind of ran away, and he knew that she was kind of throwing a little temper tantrum, if you will.
Yeah.
And so she, when they finally come back and they come dragging the wild boar back on a, stretcher type thing, everybody like kind of stops and is looking at them. And even like all the men, they kind of look at her and like nod in like respect, or kind of like, okay, all right, that's pretty badass, like good for you or whatever.
For real.
And, she just walks on through just, stone cold. And, she definitely made I feel like I'm using my hands a lot tonight. She definitely
Well, I couldn't
made,
see you because I had the image up. So keep going.
she definitely was making a point there.
She was making bacon is what she was making when
Making
she was
bacon, yeah.
stabbing that board.
So that was definitely a cool scene in my opinion.
Yeah, it was a cool scene. And it was after that the father, I guess, basically is like, hey, look, you're going to be the heir. I have my reservations. I like that he admitted that to her, that, hey, I've had some doubts, but not anymore. Like, you're going to be the heir 100%. That's what it's going to be.
Well, they had before that though, they kind of had a nice little conversation, and she kind of told him, I know that you've had a son now, and I'm sure you don't want me to be next in line.
Yeah.
And he basically just tells her, no, like nothing changes what I did. And so, yeah, it was another sweet moment, and definitely just still, this nice, father-daughter relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get back in the chat for a second, then we'll wrap things up.
Okay.
Mary's Glazer says, I'm still salty about the House of the Dragons intro.
What do you mean you don't like it?
What are you upset about the House of Dragons intro? I love the intro.
Yeah, I like it too.
I like that the original song. To me, that's like, as iconic as like the Star Wars theme at this point. And they start every Star Wars movie with the.
Yeah, at first I wasn't sure about it, but when you explained it like that, I was like, okay, I get it. And plus they like changed it up a little bit.
I mean, it's not like a theme for any of the houses or anything. So it makes sense. It's just, it's a theme for the world of Game of Thrones. So
yeah.
I like it. Watched on HEO. Think it's good. Nice. Aegon is Jon Snow's real name. Yes, that's it.
Okay.
But he was named after somebody, right? Was it this Aegon? Scat says, really enjoyed the episode. Are you going to do Married with Rings for Rings of Power show? I like that one too. Just less than House of Dragon.
Probably
No,
not.
we're not. We really only have time to do this one show. And I think, it's better for us to just hone in on one show and not try to focus
Oh yeah,
on
for sure.
a bunch of different things. We don't have enough time to do a lot
We
of
would
things
love
as it
to,
is.
but we have jobs and kids.
We were doing this full time. Absolutely. We would do
Right.
it all. We would
Yeah.
do Married with what's another popular show on right now?
Who knows?
Married with Real Housewives or
Oh,
everything
yeah,
else.
okay.
We would do every single show on TV. Ken, will you be getting the Saul box sets?
Physical media.
No.
He learned nothing.
No, I will not. But if you want to get it, that's awesome.
I think that looks really cool though.
Let's see. How many times is the girl from the can't read that, Constance? Can you?
I'm sorry, me either.
I'm sorry.
Going too crazy?
Going too crazy? I don't know.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
What's up, Christian? Christian's in here. Says, hey, guys.
Oh, what's up?
I know you watched Game of Thrones before. You need to watch House of Dragons. Constant Cherry says Crescent Rocks. Casterly Rocks, I think is what it's called. I'm looking forward to seeing the roundtable discussion stream. It's tomorrow.
Adrian, what's
tomorrow? My wife saw online, but I don't know for sure that the crab feeder could have had grayscale.
Yeah, I mean,
it looked like it.
It definitely looked like something.
It looked like it. Did you notice the king was missing 2 fingers?
Oh my gosh, no.
No,
that makes sense though, because like the last one, I think his pinky was.
Yeah, so I guess no, I didn't notice that.
Wow, didn't even notice that.
Good call on that. Good call on that. Sell more T-shirts so you can get the Saul box set.
All right, we'll go buy some.
I would not.
Some T-shirts.
I don't want that Saul box. I'm not that big of a Saul fan, so I wouldn't even want that in the collection.
It is pretty cool though.
It's a cool set. I'm not gonna say it's not, but I don't need that. I don't need that. There's other things I could buy. Okay. So let's see if we're caught up here. So we cut to, I guess, our first full scene with Damon, and he's with the God, I forget his name. The brother-in-law, or the cousin-in-law.
He's the cousin.
He's a cousin-in-law.
The one that's married to the queen that never was.
Yes. But she's not in this episode. But he goes and visits them, and they're strategizing, trying to figure out how to beat these crab feeder people.
I mean, yeah, basically this confirms, the last episode where I forget, people can't see me, but the last episode, Damon and the guy that's married to the queen that never was.
Yeah.
We had saw them kind of team up. It's kind of like, come with me, come to the dark side. And so we basically see that is what happened, 2 years later. Like they've joined
forces, and they're trying to get stuff done, because the crab feeder people were threatening his, ships and, naval academy, whatever, the ships.
So
he's the master of ships, I think is what he is.
Yeah. And I mean, we kind of talked about it earlier, like we skipped a little bit, but that scene where they're all together kind of going over how they're losing, that is the scene where they get what do you call the people who deliver messages?
They get the it used to be ravens that would deliver messages.
Yeah.
Now it's
basically
actual people.
The king's men had been sent out to deliver a message to Damon and his men, and that was the message that they were going to help.
Yep, that was the message.
But kind of gave him an ultimatum, didn't he? He was like, you have until, or I don't know. I feel like there was some kind of.
There was something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but Damon gets pissed off at the thought of,
having help.
His brother thinking that he needs help, I think.
Right, yeah.
So he gets pissed off and basically beats the shit out of the guy that delivers the note.
And again, it might be too kind of a thing of he doesn't want help, but he's probably also like, why has it taken you so long?
Yeah.
We could have been better off if you had helped me sooner.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Like I'm with you. Like, I don't think that Damon really wants help, but at the same time, I'm sure he's probably thinking that like softer side of Damon is kind of like, why wouldn't you have sent help sooner?
Yeah, that's true. That might be what he is thinking.
So he's like, no, screw this. I am going to get this done before you can even get your men out here.
Yeah.
And so that's when we get the war scene, fight scene that you were talking about
Yeah.
earlier.
One thing I want to say real quick is, you asked me why I put Damon on the thumbnail again
Hmm.
with this image. I don't know. Matt Smith is just so good in this role. Like when he
Hmm.
comes walking in, he just has such a presence to him.
Right.
Like he's easily, to me, the most interesting character in this show.
Gotcha.
But I do love Rhaenyra a lot too, and
Yeah.
I'll make sure to put her on the next thumbnail. I
Okay.
promise. But
Or
anyway,
somebody.
I just think that
somebody
Matt
else.
Smith as Damon is just far and away the best character, the best actor on this
Yeah.
show. Like when he comes walking in, it's just like Damon's here, like some shit's gonna
Mhm.
go down. I
Yeah,
don't
for
know.
sure.
He's just awesome in the show. I love him.
Yeah, he is good. He is good. So, we get this scene to where Damon basically just goes back out into he goes back out on the battlefield where there's just a bunch of dead people. There's
Yeah.
not really anything out there, and he
It's
has a white flag, and he just basically like
He's like, we
surrenders.
surrender, and
Yeah.
it's just
He's
such a
kind of up on like a mound type thing, goes up, surrenders, and I'm kind of like, I don't think that's what's happening.
it's such a great scene because it's like I'm like, what are you doing, right? Because you just don't know what he's capable of. He's such a loose cannon. I'm like, are
Mhm.
you like actually going to join the crab people now? Like what's
Yeah,
going on here? But then you
right.
start to realize what he's gonna do.
Yeah, I'm like, well, I know he's not going to die,
Yeah.
because I knew that he was in it for more than that. Like, surely they're not going to kill Damon. I mean, never know. But I'm pretty sure they've said that this is not Game of Thrones and that they don't plan on killing people off left and right like
And
Game of
also,
Thrones
it's
did.
kind
But
of difficult because I feel like this show, for one, it's not going to run as many seasons. They're not going to open the world up as much as
Mhm.
Game of Thrones, I think.
Yeah.
And the characters, there's not going to be as many characters to get attached to in the show. I don't see them introducing new characters, like 10, 15 new characters every season or anything.
oh yeah, I don't
Um,
know.
I don't
Never
feel like
know.
this
But
show is going to last longer than maybe 3 seasons. So they can't really be killing main characters off left and right.
yeah, I don't know. But so yeah, he's waving the flag. The leader of the crab people,
The crab feeder.
the crab feeder, which again, I talked about this, I guess, in the last episode or the first episode. I'm not a huge fan of these people, like the way that they look. It just
Lucky for you, you don't have to worry about it anymore.
I know, right? Well, that's my next point. Is I know you talked about this fight scene or war scene, whatever. Like you really enjoyed it, but for me, it was kind of like
Oh, really?
anticlimactic, as you like to say.
Anticlimactic.
I don't know. I felt like it was just very quick and
It was very
a
quick.
little underwhelming, in my opinion.
It was a short, little, satisfying war scene. It wasn't nothing
Mhm.
epic. It wasn't Battle of the Bastards or anything,
Yeah.
but it was a nice little cap to the episode.
I guess it was just, first of many wars that they're maybe going to have, and that
Yeah.
it just in the long scheme of things, this one just wasn't very.
And it
big or
showed the
important.
strength of Damon when he really wants to get something done and he puts his mind to it. He can just walk right in there and take them all out. Like, why
Yeah.
didn't you do this 2 years ago?
Yeah.
You could do that.
So
I don't know.
the guy comes out, the crab feeder.
I wish I had a picture of the crab person. I do not.
Well, he doesn't come out. He's like peeking out of his cave or whatever.
Yeah.
And so when he sees the Damon surrendering, he sends all of his people out, and Damon turns over his sword, and they're literally about to just like kill him. And then all of Damon's people come charging in.
Well, the one thing I'll call BS on is they all had their arrows,
Mhm.
and as soon as he takes out the first crab person, they all shoot their arrows, and he's running and dodging every single arrow. It's like
Yeah.
that's not you would have got hit by something,
Right.
But he runs straight in there and he dispatches.
The crab feeder. He runs back into his cave, and Damon takes off after
Damon
him.
goes off after him, and then all the other people come in, and they're all fighting and stuff. And the dragons come in, right? Do the dragons come in? There's this
Oh
big.
yeah, I think yeah.
There's a new dragon, and the new dragon's awesome. It's like
Mhm.
this big gray,
Kind of white.
like kind of white. It's almost is it
Whitish.
like was it like silvery?
Kinda,
I feel like
yeah.
little
Yeah.
maybe like it almost seemed like ashy
Mhm.
maybe in color and tone, but it was a cool dragon. I thought that was definitely cooler than the
I feel like
purple
Ashy's
one.
more like gray, but
It just had more brute to it,
Yeah.
and I don't know. It was helping them fire and take some of them out as well.
But I mean, how did you feel about the fact that we didn't get to see Damon fight him?
I was okay with it because honestly, at the end of the day, it just meant that this guy wasn't really all that important anyway, so they could just take him out. It's not like they spent seasons developing this villain and you want the satisfying conclusion and you didn't get it.
It's just one of those things, though, to where it's like, okay, if this guy was so easy to beat, like you said, why did it take him 2 years?
Yeah, that's the only thing I
Yeah.
got a little bit of a problem
Yeah,
with. I
because
didn't have a
Damon
problem.
basically went in there, and as far as we know, it was easy peasy. And he
Yeah.
comes out with basically the guy's torso.
It's like, so you just needed a letter from your brother to get you motivated to go take
Yeah, I
this
mean,
guy
I
out.
guess that's a good point. Is that's how much anger he has in him, like regarding his relationship with his brother. And so we watched the inside the episode or the after episode stuff when the show went off.
Yeah.
And they were basically just talking about how this episode for, 3 of the main characters, basically the king, princess, oh my gosh, what's her name? Rhaenyra, right? Is it Rhaenyra?
I think
or
it's just
Rhaenyra?
Rhaenyra.
Okay.
There's no S on there.
Okay. And then Damon, basically this episode was just them coming out of this episode, coming through, the things that they went through in the episode, and basically being just even more sure of what they wanted and kind of where they're going. And so, yeah, I think that it was definitely a good episode, like leading us into what's coming.
Yeah. And real quick, Michael, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
He's new here. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you like House of Dragon, we talk
And
House
like
of
the
Dragon
video.
every single week. But yeah, he drags him out of the cave though, and it's very gruesome because his intestines are all hanging out and stuff.
True, yeah. I mean, it was a cool scene.
So it was a cool scene, and then they show close up Damon's face.
Yeah, he's pretty bloody.
Blood all over. It's great image, and that's kind of not to kind of put it in comparison with Rhaenyra's coming out with blood all over her face. So you got both of them getting down and dirty in this episode,
right?
Doing what needs to be done out of anger. They were both angry, so you have that comparison between the two,
and kind of because of the king.
Yeah. That goes back to what I was saying at the very beginning of the episode. The king's making a lot of decisions and making a lot of people angry in the process. So
yeah,
how do you think that's going to, fare for him in the future? How long does the king have? How long does he have till he kicks the bucket? Somebody either going to kill him or he just gets, he just dies of that disease that he has.
I mean, I see him making it maybe like halfway through the season.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think, I don't know. Whenever the time jump is, it's going to happen right before that time jump. I don't think he's making it through the time jump because the next time jump they do is probably going to be very significant, unless they do another 2-year time jump next episode. But the big one where they change the actors, they're probably going to do like 10 years or something. I don't think he's going to make it through that one. So I give him at least. It just depends on when the time jump is. I think like it could be next episode.
Yeah, and I'm sure we're gonna get it ruined for us. But I have purposefully not looked to see when the big time jump was coming.
Oh yeah, I'm not paying attention to none of that.
Yeah, I don't want to know. And we've talked about this before. Like it is like hard to think about it right now. Getting rid of the girl that plays the princess and even the king's wife. I like her too. Like she's good. And so, it's just kind of one of those.
And she's getting replaced by a known actress. Like we know Olivia Cook from a lot of other stuff. It's actually, which could be a good or a bad thing.
Right.
Like she's a good actress, but also like she's a known actress. So
right. And I don't particularly like her, but I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I still, like I said earlier, I thought that it was a great episode as far as story development and character development and just taking us.
They really are building a great story here. I know it's not a new story, like it's based on the book and stuff, but they're doing a great job with this show. I just I continue to be blown away every single week because I was expecting to probably like this show, but I wasn't expecting to be as enamored with it as I am.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
kudos to them for creating another excellent show in the Game of Thrones universe. So at least as of episode 3, again, it could fall apart next week. I'm waiting for that one episode where I'm just like, it wasn't that good.
Yeah, and I mean it'll probably happen, but that's okay.
It'll probably happen.
It's fun.
All right, let's do you have anything else you want to say before we do closing thoughts?
You
I'll
know,
get back in the chat real quick.
Yeah, we talked about it in our live stream, our weekly live stream, where we talk about entertainment news and all the stuff, movie news. But I just wanted to quickly talk about how we found out that one of the showrunners, which what does that even mean? Just like
So
is he a director, a writer, a
so
producer?
he
What
is
he?
directing some of the episodes, but TV is ran very differently than movies. With movies, you have the director, you have the producers, and the director is like the singular vision of the film.
Mhm.
With TV, they bring in multiple directors. One director directs one episode, one director directs another one. So basically, the showrunner is kind of the director and the person that's like, steering the ship
Okay.
and kind of in charge of all the directors and bringing in the directors to direct the certain episodes. Because
Okay.
directing TV, there's a lot more to it because obviously it's a longer form content. So
Right.
you need somebody with
So-
that creative vision that's going to be there.
Yeah. What was his name? Michael.
Miguel Sapochnik.
Yeah, we found out that he's leaving the show, and so when you find out that a show that you're loving a show, and then you find out somebody who's pretty important to the show is leaving, you kind of get a little bit. You can't help but get a little bit worried, and wonder, okay, like, is that going to be a bad thing or is it going to be okay? And so it makes me a little bit nervous.
I'm pretty sure that Alan Taylor's already been involved with this show too. I don't feel like he's stepping in. I feel like he was involved in it as well. I could be wrong. I'll check on that after we get out of here. But
yeah,
I'm sure we'll be in good hands. Like I said, Alan Taylor, say he directed Terminator Genesis, but
right,
besides that, he in TV, I feel like he's a competent director, and I'm excited to see what he can do as a showrunner as well. So
yeah, so hopefully it'll be okay.
Yeah.
And we don't have anything to worry about. But
we do have Gus in here. What's up, Gus?
What's up, Gus? We
Hey,
got your
Kim.
Morbius review coming soon. Hopefully this week, right?
Yeah, we got to finish it.
Yep.
We got to finish it. Let's see, Michael Joe. Hey guys, 17 dragons. It's House of the Dragon, so 17 more dragon riders.
Woo.
I know. I want to see that big dragon battle.
Yeah, and I mean, we did get to see some different people riding dragons, kind of like you would see people riding a horse or something. Did you notice that?
Oh yeah, I did. I remember that. It's cool. Hey guys, I like the audit video. I found it entertaining. I commented on the audit video about my thoughts on Heat with Pacino and Coneheads with Aykroyd. Awesome, man. Thank you for checking out that video. He ran in zigzags, Ken. Oh yeah, he did run in zigzags.
What?
He's talking about Damon when he was when they were shooting the arrows at him. He was kind of weaving in and out. I still call BS.
Yeah.
I still call BS. I will watch House of Dragon. Awesome.
Do it.
Awesome. Mel is here. Says hi,
What's
all.
up,
What's
Mel?
up, Mel? How you doing? But look, that's it.
Let's go and do it. Yeah.
What do you want to score this episode? I'll start. I'll give this a 4 out of a 5.
Okay.
And I feel like what did I give last episode?
I don't know. I need to.
I gave it a 5. I think. I think I gave the last 2 episodes.
Yeah,
a 5.
you really liked the last episode.
Yeah, so I had to give it the highest score. I'll give this a 4. Like you said, it did a lot of like story building and stuff. So I'll give it credit for that. But I don't feel like it had the pace. And there were a couple things I had a problem with, like the crab people and stuff, and how they could just run in there and get them all of a sudden. And then what was the other thing I had a problem with? I forget. There was something.
Dragons were too plain.
The dragons were true. There was something else. So I can't give this one perfect. It's still a great episode of television. So I'll give it a 4. A 4 out of 5. You can't give everything a 5 out of 5,
Yeah, it's true.
Right.
I'm trying to think. I'm gonna give it. I'm still gonna give it a 4.5.
Okay, that's fair.
It's still a good.
I was leaning on 4.5.
Yeah, it's a different episode, but it's still a good episode. So I'm not gonna take away from it.
And
4.5.
And before we get out, I just want to run through who's your favorite character. Still, we can do the character count every week. See who's your favorite character.
Yeah, so it's still the princess.
Okay, yours is still Rhaenyra.
Still the princess. The king is, coming down a little bit because he's getting a little spazzy, I feel like.
Yeah. Still the guy that plays the king is great performer. Like he's a really great actor.
Yeah.
It's a great
and I mean,
performance.
I don't know. It's hard to say that too though, because like I said, whenever they had those really, heartfelt moments with him and his
Yeah.
daughter. Like those were just really like you can tell that he's a good person.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I still like the king. I still like
Yeah.
the king.
He's a
And
little wishy-washy, a
yeah,
little
and
wishy-washy.
like you said, Damon is good. But
Yeah, it
I
just sits,
guess I don't know.
yeah.
I'm really looking at the preview for next week. I'm looking like he's definitely like he looks different. His hair's short. Yeah, his hair's short.
So they're probably gonna do some kind of time jump.
His hair's short, and he's coming back to the castle. Where are they at?
Yeah. They're in King's Landing.
Okay, yeah, he's
Yeah.
coming back to King's Landing. It looks like, and I don't know. We'll see like where he goes. I'm sure he's gonna grow on me, but
Yeah.
I already know who your favorite is. It's Damon, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That I've already said it. I mean, it's just he's great. He's very interesting because you don't know what he's gonna do next, and he's the anti-hero. I love a good anti-hero.
Yeah.
He's a little bad one minute, but he also has a good side to him as well.
Yeah,
So
he does. He's just he's got problems.
Damon lured the crab soldiers out because no threat of dragon with Damon on beach, but the Venice son rode the dragon. Okay, that's the guy's name. What he just wrote right there.
Oh,
That's,
the husband of the queen that never was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was his son, which is a twin.
Yes.
From what I have heard.
Yes.
So yeah, there we go. Episode 3 on to episode 4 next Sunday.
Episode 8. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited for more House of Dragons, Married with Dragons, Game of Thrones.
You're gonna have to like somehow get like little dragons to like sit on our shoulders.
Yeah, I can do that. Sure, I'm that talented. I can do that.
I'm gonna like go buy one and like glue it to my shoulder or something.
Yeah, I'm the master of editing and what is it called? VFX. Special effects and live streams. Yeah, I can do that.
I don't even know what that means.
If I could do that, I would literally have Ratman sitting on my shoulder every single live stream I did.
That's true.
Every single a cartoon like Ratman at that.
But yeah.
All right, we're done.
We're done.
Talking House of Dragons. Appreciate everybody joining us here tonight. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button if it's your first time discovering us here on Married with Media. And leave us a comment down below. This is really important. Everybody that's in the chat right now, comment after this goes off and tell us what your score is for episode 3.
Yeah.
The second of his name.
You got some quaver in your voice there. Quaver. Yeah. All right, guys. Have a good night.
Yep.